had to borrow a plug. Nice job on the first try.
Alright, let's roll. Now that we gotcha, we ain't taking you straight home.
Hey, can I ask something? My friend's in trouble, and I'd like everyone's input.
And we back at it like a crack addict. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, races, and ethnicities alike, is this thing on? What's going on, people? Test, test. What's happening, y'all? Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? Mic check. Mic check. Visual check. How's everything sounding, y'all? Am I peaking in the audio? It's been quite some time since I've done this, you know, so fingers crossed we can get through an Ask Neo stream without any type of technical difficulties. But knowing my luck, I probably haven't even started the stream, so I could just be talking into the ether. So I would not be surprised if that is indeed the case. But no, this thing says we are live. So yeah, okay, I'm seeing the comments starting to roll in. So I guess it's just OBS that's running slow. That's weird. I'm not sure why the chat isn't popping up on the screen. It might be delayed, but I'm seeing the chat over here on the actual YouTubes. So let me go ahead and put that to the side. What's going on, people? What's up, y'all? What's happening? Let me just roll down the list. Okay, starting at the top. Of course, we've got this fucking nigga at the top. Flame, sus. I never thought he would remember his password again. Yeah, what can I say, man? I've been taking my ginkgo biloba, whatever that is. You know, man, I'm about to be 30 this year. So, you know what they say, the first thing to go are the knees and the next thing to go is your memory. So, hey, man, listen, I'm trying my best. I am trying my best in the morning. Trying my best. See, already, memory is just going. I can't even string 2 sentences together. But what's going on, Flame? What's happening, my brother? Oh, we got Rhino in the chat. You're from Radio City, Lord of the Rings Symphony. Welcome back, my guy. Yes, I appreciate it, my brother Angel. It's good to hear from you. Yeah, and yo, so for people who don't know, my man Angel's over there at Radio City. Right now, what they're doing is they took Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, and they're playing the movie to a live orchestra, which is fucking incredible. You know, like if I had the tolerance to sit someplace and watch like a 3-hour movie to an orchestra, I would definitely do that. But right now I'm just like, nah, man, I just want to chill indoors. I don't really want to go places like that. But let's see who else we got in here. We got DIMWITMONKEY in the chat. Oh shit. Yes, that's right. Just like when everyone's black dad comes back after going out to buy milk for the past 2 months. What can I say? It was a long ass line, y'all. But what's going on, Dimwit? Oh, we got NKDN in the chat. What's up? We got Pi Studios. We got Gian-GianThaDon. You're my guy. What's up, Gian? Let's see. We got Sean Wachowski, related to Mike Wachowski. We got Don Otaku. Oh shit, Neo on time. Not only is Neo on time, Neo started early. Neo started 2 minutes early. So I'm gonna need y'all to give me my flowers early on in the stream before shit starts going left. Because you know how that be. Let's see. Ready for Ask Neo Greatness? Yes, sir. Ooh, and I want to shout out some of the homies for being members of the channel. Shout out to everybody's favorite enforcer, Daniel Pack, everyone's favorite penguin guy, my brother. Thank you for being a member of the Phantom Weirdos. Shout out to Don Otaku, of course. Shout out to Mexican Zoidburg, the homies, before they bully me in like the next 45 seconds. Also, we got the homie Flame, who's been a member for the past 13 months of the Phantom Weirdos. I appreciate you, my brother. Neo, for real. You and your girl look like a match made in heaven, brother. Super happy for you. Just sad she got to you before me. So wait a second. Are you over here taking up the role that what's his name, Mr. Platink does in the chat, Flame? I didn't know you felt that way about me, my brother. Damn, if only I knew. If only I knew. But I appreciate the support, my brother. And yeah, you know, shit's been nice. Your boy Neo is happy. Your boy Neo feels loved. It's a very, very good feeling. Who else we got in here in the chat? Let's see. We got Shay Thomas. I feel bad for the first time streamers streaming Hogwarts Legacy. They don't stand a chance. Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that Hogwarts Legacy debacle in a bit, y'all. Let's see. We got RJ in the chat. We got Corey Gryffindor. This man promised us Neo reacting to young Neo videos. Corey Gryffindor, I know, my brother. I know. Shit, like the holiday season and everything after that was busy, but I promise y'all, for real, I got this shit going. I have to figure out a day though, because it's just very busy the next couple weeks with work and birthdays and Valentine's Day and all that shit. But we're gonna react to them vids, man. We have to do it. We have to. For the culture, man. For the culture. Let's see. Fire Emblem stands rise up. Yes, sir. Fire Emblem, where you at? Where is my special edition? Oh, here it is. I got this giant thing right here. There we go. Boom. Fire Emblem stands. Can I get some love in the chat down below? How many of y'all picked up Fire Emblem Engage? Shout out to y'all, man. And shout out to everybody who watched my last unboxing video for that. I really appreciate it. Let's see, we got Artsy Avanti in the chat. We got JMac19. We got Karuto 56789. What's up? What's up? We got Dre Stun in the chat. About time. Yes, it is about time. Let's see who else is in here. We got Matthew Atlanta, aka what was your new name? Because you ain't in Atlanta no more, bro. You over there in the UK. So we got to come up with like a nice variation of that. But you always gonna be Atlanta to me, my brother. Who else is in here? We got Red Sage XXV. You picking up Hogwarts Legacy? Yes, your boy is gonna be picking that up this Friday. I was tempted to get the deluxe edition, but for me, it would serve no purpose because I wouldn't have a lot of time to play it from Tuesday to Friday. So for me, it's like I might as well just wait, pick it up on Friday, play it for a few hours over Friday and Sunday, and then once Monday afternoon hits, I'll have a lot more time. Because the way my schedule is set up right now, I'm off for the most part on Mondays and Wednesdays. Sometimes I'm off Tuesdays, sometimes I'm working, which is why I was doing the stream today, because I wasn't working. And then it just all depends based off what's happening. Like weekends, I'm always working, evenings, and yeah, so it's just kind of all over the place in my schedule. But you know, like gaming wise, we still trying to play these games no matter what, man. We try. There's a lot of stuff coming out. There's a lot of stuff. Like I just finished up God of War Ragnarok. I want to say like what, 2 weeks ago. So I went through that story. If you guys want to talk spoilers and discussion, we can do that. And right now I'm finishing up Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I'm going through that. I'm a little more than halfway through the game. Should have that finished up soon. And then ironically, I'm going through Cyberpunk 2077 as well. I'm about to finish up Act 1, which is basically where I left off the first time I played it back in 2020 before I just couldn't play it anymore. The bugs and the crashes and all that stuff. I just returned the game. But yeah, so I've been doing a little bit of gaming here and there, of course, sprinkling in some Fire Emblem Engage. You know, I like to look at the mission list for a lot of games to see how far I am. I'm about like 30%. Last time I checked, around 30%, something like that. I haven't had too much time with that one versus the other stuff, because with the other games, I'm a little further in them, so I'm more inclined to finish them. Like God of War Ragnarok, I was basically more than halfway done with the game by the time Fire Emblem came out, so I was like, let me finish up God of War, let me finish up all these things, so I can say I finished them, as opposed to just like jumping around and not finishing everything. So it's like, the stuff I'm finishing now is stuff that I've already put a good amount of time into. And once I finish those, Fire Emblem will be done. And then I can move on to Hogwarts, and then I can move on to a lot of stuff. Like Hogwarts, I'll start it, and depending on how much it hooks me, if it hooks me, cool. If not, I'll be like, all right, leave it alone. Let's go finish Fire Emblem. But let's see. Shout out to, we got a couple people who've been re-upping their memberships. Thank you guys so much. We got PierretheGamer 2K19, who's been a member of 22 months. Long time no see. Best part of my Tuesday. Oh, thank you, my brother. Thank you guys so much, man. Like, shit, I ain't trying to get so emotional. Our favorite CPT abuser. Gee, I was on time today, RJ. What y'all talk about? The disrespect. I might go away for another month. But appreciate it. It's good to see y'all. We got JFam388. Shout out to you, Jason. He's been a member for 13 months for the Spirit Detective tier. Can't hang out tonight. I'm busy playing Hogwarts. Have a good stream, my man. Thank you so much, my brother. And yeah, enjoy that Hogwarts Legacy. A lot of people here purchased the deluxe edition, it seems. So they've been going through that. Okay, let's see who else is Colin, who's been a member for 30 months for the next Hokage tier. I am back. I never thought I would make it to one of these live streams again. Jesus Christ. How are you doing, my friend? It's so nice to see and hear from you, Chris. I hope all is well. Congrats on the new girl, bro. Colin, my boy. It's good to hear from you, man. It has been quite a while, man. I mean, I always say this because, like, it's been so sporadic when we do these Ask Neo streams, but it's good to see you guys. It's good to see everybody in the chat. It's good to see y'all commenting. Hopefully y'all are doing well. You know what? I don't want to just say that. Tell me what y'all been up to in the past, like, what, month and a half since we've done an Ask Neo stream. How have you guys been doing? Tell me something y'all are proud of, something you accomplished, or if you're just chilling, coasting, doing your thing, tell me about that shit too. Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. But yeah, it is always good to see from you, Colin, and thank you for the well wishes, man. Yeah, like I said, it's your boy Neo. Your boy Neo is very happy and he's in love, man. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Elitist Edits, subscribe to the Phantom Weirdo tier. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, wow. So we've Jesus Christ, a lot of you guys are pulling up tonight. You know what? I'm gonna get this intro out of the way and I'm gonna make my way down the comment section because you guys are just showing too much love tonight. So let's get this intro out of the way real quick before I get sidetracked again. Welcome everybody, if y'all are tuning in for the very first time. This is Ask Neo. Ask Neo is my weekly Q&A series where you guys ask me questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. Sometimes it works out very well, other times we are sitting here arguing for 45 minutes about the merits of whether or not Chipotle mayo does go on french fries. Spoiler alert for the uncultured swine, it does go on french fries. And then other times I'm bullied for the majority of the stream, but it's all love. Not really a lot of stuff to pimp out to y'all right now outside of the stuff in the video description, which are links to my Twitter page, my Instagram, our Discord community, the Phantom Weirdos, and all types of great stuff there. Other than that, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. As always, we made it through to another year, 2023. And if I got my math right, this is the very first Ask Neo stream of the year. So yay, that is fantastic. We're doing our first stream in February, which is actually kind of interesting because I was talking to like a couple of people who are involved in like the YouTube game, and a lot of them are saying like, yeah, man, like we don't do shit in January like that. And I was like, why? Well, obviously because YouTube in January is a fucking hellhole. Like it's terrible for advertisement. It's terrible for all the other stuff. So it's like, yeah, we're taking off for the holidays, but we're also just coming back in February because that's when shit starts popping off. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I was just taking a fucking hiatus because the nigga was busy and shit. But yeah, you guys, it's good to hear from y'all. Like I said, even though I haven't been talking a lot about the news, there has been a lot of stuff that has happened over the past couple of weeks. We've got the whole DC Universe slate announced from James Gunn. Of course, there's all the stuff that's been happening with Xbox, the Developer Direct Showcase. There's been a bunch of stuff happening, so if you guys are interested in talking about those things, make sure you comment down below, and we'll discuss it as the stream goes on by. And shout out to everybody in the chat right now showing love. Thank you guys so much. It is so good to see you guys. And yeah, like I said, there's no type of flow or structure to this. It's literally just us hopping all over the place. If you do want to have your question answered with priority, that's what the super chats are for. They're a great way to support the channel, have your question answered, and just usual shebang bang stuff. You guys know what you signed up for at this point. So let me go ahead and let me just get back to some of the super chats that people have donated. First off, we have a $2 super chat coming in from Flame. You can bet I watched that unboxing. The meme was fire. Oh yeah, so for those who are unaware, I unboxed Fire Emblem Engage a few weeks ago, right? It was like my very first unboxing I had done on the channel since, man, what? Like I want to say like the PS5. So someone's going to correct me down below in the comment section because I don't believe I unboxed anything since then. No, that's a lie. I did the Xbox Series S. Ooh, but even then, that was like, what, mid-2021? So yeah, basically, it's been a long time. I unboxed Fire Emblem because I was excited for it. And ironically, because the way I started out the video, I was adjusting the webcam, to make it seem like, hey, I still got it, y'all. I know how to record a video. And so what people did was they took a screenshot of me holding the webcam like this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just arranging it. And they memed it to shit and back, bro. Like someone, how did it first start out? So I think Flame started it out making it a Skyrim meme where it's like, hey, you're finally awake. Like, like the intro to Skyrim, and it's just like, it's like fade from black. Like, whoa, what the hell? And then somebody took that same meme and they made it from like Persona 5 where I think it was Ryuji awakening his persona, where he was just like, you're fine, like you've kept me waiting all this time, or blah, blah, blah. And then someone took that same meme and they made it Vaz from Far Cry 3. Like, did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? That shit was funny as hell. I'm not even gonna front, y'all. So we got a $10 super chat coming in from Artsy Avanti. What are your impressions on Forspoken? Oh man, Artsy Avanti, my brother, it's good to see you. And unfortunately, this is going to be a really quick answer. I have no impressions of Forspoken outside of my time playing the demo. Which, if you want to know what I thought playing the demo, that was probably the quickest I uninstalled the game. So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I know Forspoken has come out, and, you know, some people love it, some people are trashing on it. Me, myself, and I'm indifferent to it. Like, I played the demo, and the impression that I got from the demo when it came out to, like, it being an open world game, and in terms of the dialogue, I wasn't particularly impressed. And you guys know how it is with me in open world games. And this is not a slight to Forspoken itself, but, like, if your open world game is not doing anything really interesting, and it's dead, and it's barren, and it's just, like, checklisting of things to do in a world, I'm not inclined to continue playing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some people get a kick out of the Ubisoft Far Cry formula, and, you know, the modern day Assassin's Creed stuff and all that. But me, it's not my cup of tea. I preferred my games to be linear if your side missions and your side content is trash. I did like the power usage. I mean, the controls for it at first were kind of weird, but, you know, you get used to controls in video games. But it looked very interesting. I mean, the homie Persona Speaks and Jay Barry, they're playing it. They're loving it. They like the combat system and everything. So I guess, like, if you really enjoy Infamous games, you might get a kick out of Forspoken. But me, myself, and I, right now, it's not really the type of game that I'm into. Like, the games I want to play right now are just, like, a lot more focused with its scale. You know, which is why I'm playing stuff that's not too grandiose. Like, I think the biggest game I'm probably playing right now in terms of scope is Cyberpunk 2077, which I don't even think is really that big by comparison. Like, it's pretty chill for the most part. But yeah, you know, like, so if people are enjoying Forspoken, they're having fun with it, cool. That's fine. But me, myself, and I'll worry about other stuff. Let's see. So we got wow, this is so funny. We got a $2 super chat coming in from Julian Phoenix about Forspoken. Do you think Forspoken deserved the hate? I mean, hate, it's gonna come down to the person. Like, obviously, when you are somebody who is on social media and you're looking at stuff in an echo chamber, it's very easy to think that everyone is hating on this game and they're memeing about it, because it's very easy to hate on something because of XYZ. It's much easier to hate on something and get a laugh out of something as opposed to just, like, blindly praising it, if that makes sense, because the hate travels farther than the praise. So in the case of Forspoken, I mean, people played it, some people love it, some people hate it. It is what it is. I don't necessarily think a game deserves hate one way or another. Now, if this was like 2012 to 2016 Neo, that could be something different, because you guys remember the Final Fantasy 15 era Neo. Like, I made so many fucking enemies of the Square Enix fans because of that game. But yeah, like, legitimately, it was like an era where I was just like, man, I felt cheated. I felt robbed, and I just want everybody to know this. But nowadays, I'm just like, listen, if you love it, you love it. If you hate it, you hate it. And I'm happy. If you hate it, I love it. If you love it, I hate it. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever helps y'all sleep at night, whatever helps y'all shut the fuck up. So that's my answer to that, Julian Phoenix. Bullied for not finishing Tales of Arise and deserved. LOL. Welcome back, buddy. Listen, I ain't ever gonna finish that game because that game requires me to fucking grind after boring me the shit for the last, like, couple of hours. That game was goated until the very end, and I refuse to finish it. I refuse to give it that satisfaction. Oh god, the Tales of Arise saga. I'll get to it eventually. Like, I'll get to it before I have kids. How about that? How about that? Yeah. But what's up to all the people in the chat? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Okay, $5 from Julian Phoenix again. Can I get a belated birthday shout out? Also, can you review The Bear? It was your birthday, bro? See, this is what happens when I go away for a while. Listen, everybody in the chat, I want y'all to shout out the homie Julian Phoenix. He's turned, I don't know what year he's turned, but he has turned the year before it +1. So happy birthday to Julian Phoenix. I hope you had a great birthday, my brother. As far as my thoughts on The Bear, so if you guys have not checked out this show on Hulu, it's called The Bear. It came out, I believe, the spring or summer of last year, and I kind of watched it on the whim. You know, I just finished up White Lotus season 1. I finished watching, like, Ted Lasso, Severance, a bunch of stuff. So I was looking for some new TV, but preferably something that was, like, a little shorter than, like, hour-long episodes. And then I saw this show called The Bear, and I was like, oh, this is nice. You know, it's right within my ballpark of what I want to watch out of a show. And dude, it was so sick. Like, the best way I could describe it is, like, it's literally like, it's the best representation of what it's like to work in the food service industry. So if anyone who has worked in a restaurant, if you've worked as like a line cook, if you've worked as a server, this show gives you secondhand anxiety, but it's done in such an amazing way because it's got a story to tell about this person who inherits this restaurant and the trials and tribulations that come from that. And it's so fucking good, man. It's so fucking good. Like I kind of felt like I was watching an HBO show, if that makes sense. Like the production value on it and everything was very, very high quality by comparison to like a lot of streaming shows that are put out there. But yeah, I had a really good time with it. By the end of it, you feel so satisfied with this little journey it went on, and you're excited to see what they do in the second season. So yeah, fantastic show if you guys have not checked out The Bear. We got $5 coming in from Don Otaku. Neo, I still here we go. Neo, I see you still have 0.0 hours in Fuda Fix Dick Dine and Dash. I know it's intimidating to start for a non-hardcore gamer. For those who are listening, I put the bunny ear quotations on hardcore, but give it a chance. Okay, so for those who don't know, after I finished Doki Doki Literature Club, Mr. Don Otaku over here took his wife's credit card and he went ahead and he gifted me this game on Steam called Fuda Fix Dick Dine and Dash. No, I'm not making that up, my friends. The game is called Fuda Fix Dick Dine and Dash. Fuda Fix Dick Dine and Dash. Somebody's gonna clip that shit. But yeah, apparently he wants me to play that, and I kind of don't want to play it because then that's going to be on my Steam playlist of stuff that I have played, versus if it's in my library, I can just say that somebody gifted it to me. But I don't know, is anyone in the chat familiar with Fuda Fix Dick Dine and Dash? Have you guys played it? If so, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. Is it a must play? Is it? If it's some weirdo shit, Don Otaku, I swear to God. And I said wholesome. But yeah, that's a little something. I don't know if I'm ready for that stage of my life. I don't know. If anything, I feel like my girlfriend will probably bully me to play that shit. But she's not watching right now, so she doesn't know about the Fuda Fic Dash. I said the Fuda Fic. Fuda Fic. Is that an adult visual novel? Colin, it might be. It might be, man. Real ninjas play hentai games on the main? I guess I'm not a real ninja then, man. It's a perfect stream game. Daniel Pack, I don't know if you're serious or not, my friend. I can never tell with your blanket expression, being a penguin. Someone find Mrs. GameSpark. Oh, God. Oh, brother. Some people are asking, tell us the story about you and your girlfriend and how you got together. I think I told it on the last stream, but there's a lot of people here who I don't think were on the last stream. So I might do like a little bit of recap, if y'all are interested. Maybe after we get through some gaming topics. We got $9.99 coming in from Gian-GianThaDon, my brother. Thank you so much. Forget Forspoken, Dead Space, and Hogwarts. Let's get to the real question. Are you getting Like a Dragon Ishin? And the bear is fire. I'm trying to cook like Carmi, minus the gunshots popping off. Yeah, like I said, that show gets fucking crazy, and you guys gotta watch it. But yeah, dude, again, Dead Space Remake. It's another game that I wanted to pick up day one, but y'all know, first off, how it is when it comes to like certain games like EA, Ubisoft titles. Unless it's something I'm really looking forward to, like a Jedi Survivor, I'm not going to buy them day one because they're going to drop in price relatively quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised by the time I finish up Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy and Fire Emblem, Dead Space is probably going to be like $40. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to wait a whole year to play the remake, but I'm definitely waiting a few weeks. Because the thing is, like I said, I'm not trying to buy anything unless it's hype as fuck. And I know I'm going to play it. Because I'm trying to be conservative, man. There's too many games coming out. There's too many games coming out for me to leave shit on the shelf. We're not doing that again. We're not doing that again. Oh, man. But yeah, I definitely will get to it. And the obvious question, are you getting Like a Dragon Ishin? Hey, man, listen. Bro, who are you talking to? Like, what? Come on now. What? Yes, obviously, I'm getting that, bro. But Hogwarts and Like a Dragon are the only games I'm getting this month. And then I'm looking at, I forget what's coming out in March. I got to look at the calendar. But Jedi Survivor is, I think, it's coming out in April now, right? So I got some time to finish up both those two games. Because right now, what I'm looking at, in my mind, I don't know some of the release dates. So feel free to remind me in the comments, you guys. But Hogwarts Legacy, Like a Dragon Ishin, Jedi Survivor, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Like, those are the 4 games off the top of my head that I know I'm picking up in the next couple of months. There's probably going to be some stuff sprinkled in, but I just know off the top of my head, those are the games. And somebody's going to remind me, like, how dare you forget this game? I know. Listen, I'm only human. Oh, man. $2 super chat coming in from Bachi. Thoughts on Jedi Survivor being delayed? It's so funny. Like, I say something and you guys bring it up. It's wild. Wow. You're reading my mind. Hey, listen, man. I am all for the delay. Like, first things first, it's not really much of a delay. It's only a delay of 6 weeks, which in the grand scheme of things, that might as well be a weekend. You know what I'm saying? 6-week delay to the end of April. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I need this game to be good on launch because Jedi Fallen Order had so many issues at launch. It was very buggy. It had a really choppy frame rate on consoles. It had a lot of stuttering issues on PC. So if they can avoid those issues and they can polish the game up over the next 6 weeks and it can have like a stable launch, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. So yeah, it's not really that big of a deal to me. I'll be able to play through a couple of other games in the meantime. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited because Jedi Fallen Order took me by surprise. Like, I mean, you guys know how it was. I was like, man, listen, man, like EA Star Wars games, like, man, they fucked up Battlefront. I mean, man, no. And then I played through Jedi Fallen Order, and I was like, wow, this game's got some issues, but this game was also awesome. So here's hoping that Jedi Survivor fixes a lot of those issues, like, you know, the map system, and they already said that they're going to have more fast travel in the game, which is awesome. But other than that, I'm basically taking a cue from like all the other games that I'm excited for. I'm not watching any gameplay, man. I'll watch maybe 1 or 2 trailers to get a feel of it, but that's it, man. I don't need to know nothing about it. Like, I saw IGN put up like 9 minutes of gameplay of Jedi Survivor. I scrubbed through that video. I was like, wow, that looks cool, and that was it, man. I'm not trying to know anything about these games at all. But yeah, it does look fantastic regardless. Yeah, if I looked at what is coming out over the next couple months, I'd just be like, oh, hell no. Like, I know some people are saying Octopath Traveler 2. I'm going to wait a bit on Octopath Traveler 2 because while I enjoyed a lot of the first Octopath Traveler, by the end of the game, I just kind of gave up. I was like, I'm done, man. Like, nothing about the story is compelling me enough to push me forward. Like, it did get a little level grindy, which I don't mind grinding in games, but there has to be something that pushes me through the grinding. Like, Yakuza Like a Dragon had a section where there was a lot of grinding. For some people, it turned them off completely. But for me, the story of that game was so strong, and I really enjoyed leveling up my characters and the synergy with the characters that it pushed me through that grindy section. Like I think it was like the Millennium Tower. Octopath Traveler, on the other hand, I didn't get that at all because you guys know the characters aren't really connected like that. They just exist, and then, well, there's the story. So fingers crossed the sequel is much better. From what I have heard, though, the games that you really got to play if you want something that is that hot shit for JRPGs, Live Alive and Triangle Strategy. Even though Triangle Strategy is not really a JRPG, it's more of a strategy game, but you get what I'm saying. Similar people, taste, and all that stuff. But yeah, like, those are on my list. But it comes down to, fuck. Now I have to contest, like, do I want to play Triangle Strategy? Or do I want to go through Midnight Suns? Do I want to play Live Alive? Or do I want to wait for this new one? This new fucking... It's just... That's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting for, like, Flame. Because Flame wouldn't bullshit me. Because Flame knows how I feel about it. And I'm like, just being honest, man. Like, do you think I would like this if I didn't like that? Flame would be like, nah. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait for Flame to review it. Yeah, I got sent a code for Midnight Suns, and, you know, Lord Cognito really liked the game. Gabe is loving the game. I've heard the combat system is great. The story, on the other hand, I heard is kind of wonky. But, you know, like, for those kind of games, those strategy titles, I'll take really good gameplay over story. I mean, the XCOM games and Mario Rabbids, like, the stories ain't crazy. But what's going on, people in the chat? Oh, speaking of people who like the fucking game, we got my homie Tony. Yokio. Adventures of New Yokio. Tony, what's going on, my brother? Wagwan, how you doing, bro? Man, I'm surprised to see you alive, man. Shit. I don't know if y'all been following what's been going on Twitter, but the homie Tony, he been going through it, man. He been going through it with the peoples. It's crazy because in the span of a week, Tony was fighting off Dead Space fans, Harry Potter fans, video game journalists, influencers, content creators. He been getting cooked, bro. He been getting flambéed, man. We talking like a well, extra well done steak, man. We talking about that. Oh my God. Like, you know what? You got to convince yourself like that you're eating something. You got to convince yourself like that shit is good and it's not good at all, man. We talking about some Halo fans up in this bitch. Anyways, I said I would start the year out on a good note, but nah. Shadow Elite HD, what's up, my brother? The JRPG God. How you doing, bro? Finally, someone admits that Yakuza Like a Dragon had a grind towards the end. It did. Like, and listen, I love that game. Like, to me, Yakuza Like a Dragon and Persona 5, like, those are like the top JRPGs in terms of what I would recommend people play if they've either never played a JRPG or they want something new. But it did have a grinding section. Like, I will not deny that. Like, I'm that type of person where I'm like, yo, listen, I love this, but this is a problem. Like, I can separate the two. Some people can't do that. Some people say like everything is great, but you know. Yeah, Tony is a fighter. That's true. Tony was looking like a chicken on a rotisserie for a week. Tony was looking like a rotisserie chicken in Costco, bro. That's what he was doing. Man, listen. But yeah, speaking of Tony, he also liked Midnight Suns. He really enjoyed that too. So yeah. We got a $2 super chat coming in from Hibachi. Do you watch The Last of Us on HBO? Yes. Yes, I do, my brother. I've been keeping up with it every week. It's been a tradition, man. Most of the time, I like to wait for shows to get a couple episodes. Well, number one, I want to avoid the hype train because, you know, people be hyping shit up as it's airing. And sometimes it lives up to it. Sometimes it doesn't. But Last of Us, I was interested, obviously, because, you know, played the game when it came out. And I was interested to see what they do with it. And honestly, so far, I am really enjoying the show for the most part. There are some aspects that I am kind of curious about, but I'm waiting for them to finish the entire season so I could see it in the full context. Like, I'm really enjoying, like, the things, the highlights of the show. I'm really enjoying the tone. I'm really enjoying the world. I'm enjoying the acting. I'm enjoying the character dynamics, especially with the last episode of Joel and Ellie. I like some of the things that they're doing that are different from the games. Like, I was curious about the tendrils and how that would work versus the spores, but I like how it's working in the context of this show. I like how they started out episode 1 and 2 with, like, really interesting looks at the world that aren't in the game. Like, for example, they had the news segment where they were talking about how, okay, yeah, if this thing spreads, it could lead into a whole pandemic. And people are like, nah, I can't believe that. And it's just so funny when you consider that's what we went through. And then the second episode, it was basically sort of like a prequel vibe where you start to see how this stuff happened in the world. I thought that was really interesting. Episode 3, I know, was very divisive for a lot of people because it took a character that we enjoyed seeing in the game and his interactions with Joel and Ellie, and they basically spun that off into his whole story. And without getting into spoilers, they kind of gave it a definitive cap, which a lot of people didn't like. I mean, me myself, I really enjoyed the episode from a storytelling perspective. But as someone who did enjoy the Last of Us game, and I enjoyed that stuff that happened surrounding that character, I do wish we got more with him there. Episode 4, on the other hand, I feel like was the weakest one. You know, again, I'm not trying to get into spoilers on certain things, but they're doing some stuff that I know it's your own interpretation of the show, but some of these scenes hit harder in the game. And I know it's a different medium between game and TV shows, but there's like some things that, I mean, like, okay, let's be real about life for a second though. Like, Naughty Dog games are very cinematic. They are basically the video game industry's version of high budget storytelling. You know, let's be real. That's how they structure it. And it's fine. I know some people don't like it, but I like it. It's cool. But when you see some of the stuff that they're doing in the show and you compare it to the game, sometimes it works great for the show. And other times it feels very boneless. It feels kind of devoid. But again, it's one of those things where I'm not going to be too harsh on it because I am enjoying the show and I need to see it in the full context. Like, if I see it in the full context and everything makes sense, I'd be like, okay, it's its own thing. It's working out fine. But when you're looking at it as it's happening, it's like, it's kind of hard to separate it because I feel like the scene was already done better. But yeah, man, I'm still enjoying it. The show is 10 times better than the game because I don't have to put up with that whack gameplay. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Oh, okay, you're talking like part 1 and not part 2. Yes, part 2 plays so much better than part 1. part one, here's the thing, man. I love the story of part one, but like I think a lot of people forget like that whole back and forth segment between cutscene and then gameplay and then ladders and then rafts and then ladders and then rafts and then ladders and then rafts. It's like, bro, come on now. $2 from Flame. Speaking of Halo, can we do a post-mortem, sir? Wink, wink. Hey, man. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this, y'all? Y'all ready for this post-mortem of Halo? Like, all right, y'all ready for this? Because I got to prep myself for it. I am not going to speak on this Halo until y'all are ready. Because we about to go in for like the next 10 minutes, man. One of these days, I'll float too. You'll float too. Oh, Jesus Christ. My freaking light source almost fell. Crazy. But yeah, while I wait for you guys to comment in the chat, shout out to people. We got Trapped in My Psych, we got Brandon. Who else we got in here? We got Penny Hernard, we got B-Rex Media, we got iPod Touch Superfan. Who else is in here? Of course, Jay Ransom. We got Grimdark. Grimdark, my brother, good to see you. Let's see. Scrolling up. Let's see. We got the amazing CJB. Oh, we got J-Mac. We got a lot of people in tonight. Shout out to y'all. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Let's do a spoiler review. Include the Halo TV show. Oh god, I don't want to. Man, listen. Talking about 343 is depressing enough, and we gonna talk about the buns that is the Halo Paramount show. Oh Jesus, that is just like listen. I'm trying to leave y'all on a positive note so you could tackle the week. I don't want to just depress you by reminding you of that. Why did I just get this email from a recruiter? Interesting. The literal buns. Yes, the master cheeks. But real quick, before we do that, Catholic controversy, my brother, what's happening? What's the best streaming service and which one is trash? Honestly, the best streaming service... Well, the best streaming service, in my opinion, used to be HBO Max. But since they've started removing a lot of stuff, man, it's getting kind of murky. Honestly, I don't even think there is a clear-cut definitive streaming service, because every single one of them is doing some fuck shit. Like Netflix used to be the best, and then they started canceling shows and then raising the prices, and then the shows that they're putting out are buns quality. So it's like, are they still good or are they just convenient? You just have Netflix because everybody has it. You got stuff like Paramount Plus, which, I mean, sure, they put out one or two good shows every now and then. And then it's the same thing with all the other stuff, like Peacock. Sure, I'm sure Peacock is great if you really enjoy The Office. And I think all the wrestling stuff is on Peacock as well. So if you're big into that, sure. But yeah, man, honestly, if I'm looking based off of the way I judge it is, I don't even judge it based off the mass amount of content. I'm judging it based off the output and the quality of the shows. And if I had to pick between quality of shows, it's between Apple TV and HBO. Just because HBO itself, not HBO Max, but HBO itself has always put out a lot of good stuff. You know, The Wire, Sopranos, Game of Thrones, Last of Us show, a lot of stuff. And Apple TV is putting out some really good stuff. Severance, Ted Lasso, it's a lot of good shit on there. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Now it's just, now it's gotten to the point where you're having these services for just like one or two things. If you're an anime fan, like you have more access with services because those services have way more content by comparison. Like if you have something like a Crunchyroll or High Dive or Retro Crush. Retro Crush is a free service too, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, Succession, another fantastic show on HBO. Yeah, Peacock does have that 70s show. But like I said, it's only relevant if you want to watch those shows at a time. Like for me, I used to watch The Office once a year, and then when it went off, I didn't watch it for 2 years. And then like I got Peacock now. I wanted to watch The Office after 2 years, so I got a month of Peacock just to watch The Office again, and then that's it. I unsubscribed from that. 1899 getting canceled is not one of Netflix's crimes against humanity after Dark Crystal. Yo, did you guys see that statement from the Netflix, one of the top Netflix guys? He said, like, we don't cancel successful shows. Basically, he's basically saying, y'all gotta stop this Twitter campaigning and get to watch it. I was cracking up, man. That energy, that fucking energy, bro. That's that James Cameron energy, man. I love this comment. High Dive is great, right? So Flame says the High Dive is great. Donna Talk says the High Dive Xbox app is a literal abomination, and they finally updated the Xbox app for Crunchyroll after years. Yeah, that's kind of why I don't really use the consoles for apps and stuff. Like the PlayStation 5, I use for the Funimation app, because trying to use the Funimation app on my TV is just no. The PlayStation 5 app for Funimation is great. But yeah, it's just so wonky, man. Like, why is this so wonky? Like, these TVs and these consoles are so powerful, and they just fucking develop shitty apps, man. The duality of man. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and let's get into talking about this Halo situation. All right, so where did we leave off? So back in 2022, things, honestly, they weren't looking that optimistic for Halo. Like, 2022 was a pretty sparse year for a game that came out in 2021. Which was very confusing to me, because when it came to a game like Halo Infinite, already that was a game that was pushed back an entire year. You had an entire year for this game where you were wondering, like, okay, what were they going to launch it in 2020? Right? Like, what state was this game going to be if they launched it in 2020? Well, we didn't have to worry about that because they had an entire year to work on things. They polished it as best as they could for a cross-generational title that had to be on the Xbox One vanilla console. You know, like, they polished it. They made sure Craig looked his very best. But the weird thing about the game was, like, we kept hearing about stuff that wasn't going to be available at launch versus what was going to be available at launch, right? But again, you think nothing of it because this is gaming now. That's just the nature. We just launch a game, and then for the next 2-3 years, we beta it, we take it out of alpha, we give them the feedback, and they put out a game that's really never complete, but at the same time, you're enjoying the process all throughout. I mean, that's a part of gaming that I guess I've kind of gotten detached from. Maybe I am showing my age, because apparently, according to everybody else in the industry, this is just the norm to launch a game that's very bare bones, and then you give it like a year or two, and it gets to where it's supposed to be. Like, the first time I ever experienced that was with the original Destiny. I played that when it came out, and I was like, wait, this is it? This is all we can play? And you have to just go through the same repetitive missions that they dole out and stuff? All right, if you guys like that, sure, but I'm out. And it's crazy in that from 2014 to 2021, when I got back into playing these kind of games, not much had really changed. So Halo Infinite comes out, the campaign releases, I'm playing it. Fuzzy Belvedere, my brother, what's happening, my guy? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Oh, we got Zack Rodriguez as well. What's up? Yeah, we're doing some Halo slander, my brother. I'm sorry. nobody get Ains in the chat. Ains is gonna come in here saying I heard there was Halo slander. But yeah, so Halo Infinite comes out, and people are enjoying the campaign, and more power to them. Me, myself, and I, if you guys watched the video I made, ironically, it was the only video I made for last year, but if you watched the video I made last year where I talked about my campaign thoughts, I wasn't too crazy about Halo Infinite. I think that from the core gameplay aspects, Halo Infinite was phenomenal. I love the new additions as far as, like, how you could traverse the environment with the grappling hook and stuff, or the grapple shot, I'm sorry. But in terms of other stuff that the campaign was doing, it felt very bare bones. It was the same mission structure over and over and over again. And yeah, unless you really, really, really fucked with this gameplay heavy, you weren't getting too much out of it. The campaign mission structure was extremely repetitive for a game that is supposed to be this grandiose reintroduction of the Halo franchise. We didn't really get a lot of that. It was the same mission structure. Like, in order to advance the story, you had to go into these Forerunner facilities, and it was all closed off, and you were just fighting the same enemies over and over and over again. I mean, you had some decent boss battles, sure, but when I'm thinking of, like, the entire game being set on the Halo ring, I'm thinking, like, everything, you could use the entire world to your advantage, but we didn't get anything like that. We didn't get any crazy different biomes, different weather, different, like, thinking about what they could have done with this game and comparing that to what we've seen other games do, Halo felt very sparse by comparison. But, you know, because it wasn't Halo 4 and it wasn't Halo 5, people saying the praises of it, which, you know, to each their own. I'm not going to sit here and chastise somebody for their opinion. I just felt like they could have done so much more. And by the time you get to the end of the game, I don't really feel like we advanced much for the story. I felt like it was more or less trying to pick up the pieces from what Halo 5 did. Like, the best way I could describe Halo Infinite's story was it kind of felt like the rise of Skywalker for the Halo franchise, where Halo 4 and Halo 5 made some calls that a lot of people didn't enjoy. And instead of like either buckling down on those decisions and trying to come to some solution, they just sort of hand wave those things away, and they're like, okay, now this is the real start of the game. So it's like, this isn't really a trilogy. It's not Halo 4, 5, and 6, and then boom, that's it. It's Halo 4, Halo 5, and then majority of this game, we're going to try to make you forget those games, and then boom, here's a bright new tomorrow. See y'all in a few years. That's the gist that I got. Like, come back for more later. And I was willing to give 343 the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, sure, you did what you have to do. I don't like the way the story was handled, but if this is the start to a brand new, bright future of Halo, where you're going to expand upon this game for years to come, and then maybe every year you're going to get like a new DLC, a new story expansion content and things like that, I was like, all right, great, this is awesome. And then you start seeing the roadmap of the multiplayer, and you start seeing the roadmap of the features, and you start seeing all of these things, and you're like, why is this stuff so far out? Why is this stuff getting delayed? Why are the seasons becoming longer and longer and longer? This doesn't make any sense. And mind you, this is coming from the perspective of someone who does not enjoy these live service games. Even I'm looking at that, and I see that that's an issue. It's like, this is what you're getting for buying this. And then we've seen a lot of people consistently complain about, oh, they've already maxed out the battle pass, and the only reason they're playing Halo is because they like the gameplay. There's no meaningful progression long-term to keep playing this game. The only time you come back is to max out XYZ, play it for a little bit, and that's it. How are you supposed to keep people engaged when you're barely giving them content to engage with, right? If I really wanted to engage with a game, I would play fucking Fire Emblem because that's in the name and it engages me. But with Halo, I didn't get that. I didn't. Like, I probably put collectively maybe 10 hours into Halo's multiplayer all throughout 2022. And that was towards the beginning of the year, because I didn't feel like 343 was really in a place to deliver on the deliverables. And I didn't want to be that guy online, but I decided to be that guy online and say that this was a big problem. And of course, people are like, no, you just don't understand how these games work, Neo. You don't get it. This is what they're doing. It's going to take some time. It's on Game Pass, so why are you complaining? Come back in 6 months. Come back in 8 months. Come back. I was just tired of waiting. I was tired of fucking waiting, bro. And unfortunately, everything that I feared came to fruition. All those reports that we heard about 343 for the past 2 to 3 years, about everything being disjointed with the company, there was no sense of real leadership at the company. Everything was just so fragmented. All that stuff came to light when we found out that Microsoft was laying off a mass amount of employees. Now, obviously, that's just an unfortunate reality we're going through right now across many industries. Tech layoffs especially, that's happening. But the company that got hit the hardest, more than all the other divisions, was 343 Studios. And at that point, I wasn't surprised, but at the same time, I was just so stunned, because I will never forget Phil Spencer saying this statement a few years ago: if we lose our way with Halo, then we have lost our way with the Xbox brand. How is it that Halo as a franchise, for the past going on, 10, 11 years now, 12 years now since 343 has been a thing, how has this franchise dwindled instead of expanded? I cannot understand that, especially with the launch of a new console generation, where this is your time to bring more people into the Xbox fray. This is your time to recapture old fans of Halo who gave up, recapture old fans of Xbox who've been on PlayStation for a while, myself included. And this is what we got. This is what we got. Halo is directionless as a franchise. I don't understand this. I am literally flabbergasted. At this point, we have to question what is going on with the Xbox leadership, that something is wrong. Something is fundamentally wrong with the leadership at 343 and at Xbox Game Studios management. Because there should be no way in the world that you have this company with tons of budget, so much money available, so much talent available, and you can't get a functioning Halo game right with no issues. Everything has an asterisk to it. Either this game's got a great story, or it's got a bad multiplayer, or it's got a bad story, or it's got a great multiplayer, or it's something like Halo Infinite, where most people like the campaign, but at the same time, the multiplayer is bare bones, and it'll continue to be bare bones for years to come. What used to be the crown jewel, the franchise to beat, what people used to dub a Halo killer, when people used to say, hey, resist, like all of these games were the wannabe Halo killers. Little did we know that the real Halo killer all along was Xbox Game Studio Management and 343 Industries. Empires do not fall from the outside, they fall from within. And that is what we've seen with the Halo brand. And I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get, like, how are people so, I'm not even a Halo fan like that, and I am pissed the fuck off. Like, how do you and I will always bring this shit up. Imagine if The Legend of Zelda got this treatment. Imagine if God of War got this treatment. Imagine if any other major tentpole franchise had gotten this treatment. People would be up in arms, people would be screaming, people would be complaining. Well, unless you're a Pokemon fan, because they ain't gonna complain either way. Like, that game is gonna sell 20 million units in 2 months. Shout out to the Pokemon fans. Shout out to y'all. But I'm saying any other franchise, people will be complaining. But because it's Halo and you love the Halo and I grew up with it and oh my God, you know, I gave myself diabetes drinking all the Mountain Dew and eating all the Cheetos at 5 a.m. in the morning. Like, because it's Halo. It's because it's Halo and you had LAN parties. Shit is okay. And the developers are only human. I can't with this shit, bro. Why in the fucking world? Why are new IPs from the past 5 years outselling Halo? Why the fuck is Horizon Zero Dawn a game? Why the fuck's Horizon Zero Dawn, a game that just came out a few years ago, outselling Halo games left and right? Why the fuck? How the fuck does a God of War reboot? For all intents and purposes, it is a reboot, completely different gameplay style. Why is that game outselling Halo? What used to be people on the outside know more about Halo than they do God of War. Like, if you look at the lineage of people, like, you're playing Nintendo, you're playing a Mario, you know, Halo used to be in this and that, and I don't fucking understand how this is okay. Niggas at Xbox are just getting paid to do nothing. Sign me up. I need that fucking job application. Because, like, bro, niggas are getting paid. And listen, let me just say this, because I know someone might clip this shit. I am not blaming the talented people, the no pun intended, the grunts at 343 Industries. I'm not blaming the people who are working tirelessly on this game to do this stuff. I am not. But I am, the buck stops with the fucking leadership. How in the world are these people getting paid 6-figure, 7-figure salaries and to not do shit with this franchise? Oh, Bonnie Ross coming out here saying we have gotten together with Steven Spielberg to work on a live action Halo movie. Said that shit 10 plus years ago. And you know what we got since then? Fucking Paramount series, fucking Master Cheeks clapping the enemy cheeks. What a sorry and sad state of the franchise. I'm sorry. Listen, you cannot be optimistic anymore. I know people want to hold on to hope and reclaim hope and all this shit. Listen, it's done. It is over. What Halo needs to do, they need to go dark. They need to go dark. They gotta stop talking about this franchise for the next 5 years. Reboot it completely, entirely. Start over from scratch. Do not salvage anything. And do not Don't you dare come out here and talk about Halo until you have a consistent, coherent plan for the future. What is this 10-year nonsense? None of this bullshit. I need you to come out here. I need you to nut up or shut up. That is what I need. I need these people to come out here when Halo is prime and it is ready. None of this nonsense about we'll fix it in a year, 2 years, blah, blah, blah. We're focused on the future, blah. Listen, y'all give too much fucking leeway to this franchise. I don't get it. I really don't. Is it the nostalgia? Because listen, I will say this much. At least with the Pokemon fans, sure, those games are a technical disaster, but you know what? At least Pokemon fans are getting something with their games. You can't even say that with Halo anymore. You're getting the gameplay, and that's fucking it, bro. And you're not even getting new content. You're barely getting content. What used to be the premier franchise to beat. What a sad state. Do they have like 6 people working on this game? 6 people in my... Oh my god. I just don't understand this. I just don't understand this, bro. I just don't understand this. You have millions upon millions of dollars, billions of dollars, like Microsoft, like they have. And you know what the thing is? I don't even want to bring money into this because I know someone's going to bring up, oh, you know, Xbox didn't have the full funding of Microsoft until the last couple of years. That doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit. Nintendo is making games with a fucking calculator. Nintendo, did y'all know that Nintendo was using fucking dial-up servers up until what, recently? Like, I don't understand this. Holy, bro. And I know, like, something else someone brought up, like, it's because no one in the Halo fandom can ever agree upon what they like. You know, some people like this, some people like that, blah, blah, blah. But you know what the important thing is? And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Everything comes back to competent leadership. If you had competent leadership who was able to make the big boy, big girl decisions to say, listen, this is our vision. We're sticking with it. We'll take the feedback into account, but we're going to keep on fighting towards a better tomorrow. That's true leadership. Imagine if fucking, like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm trying to think of things. Imagine if, like, Sony came out with God of War 2018 and, you know, everybody hated the combat. So in God of War Ragnarok, they completely changed the combat to something different. And then everybody hated that one and they switched it again. And I don't know, the next God of War game. No, what they did was they realized a lot of people, they liked the combat, but there was some room for improvement. So that's what they did in God of War Ragnarok. It's just like, this is like common sense. 2 + 2 = 4. You put the square, you put the square peg in the square hole. And people getting paid 6-7 figure salaries can't come up with this basic shit. This is how Halo 1 went from Halo 2. And then Halo 2 went to Halo 3. But you know what the thing is? Like, anybody who got dragged over the last like 2 years or so, y'all got nothing to worry about anymore. Because these people, like, now all they can do is hold up. Now the only thing that they can hope is that this rumored Halo Battle Royale thing works out. And then they hope that maybe the next game that comes out from like another studio, whether it's id Software or whatever, they hope that game is great. But like, why do we have to, like, what a lot of people don't realize is that anything that they're working on right now is years out. So people are talking about, yeah, I would love like an id Halo game, blah, blah, blah. Like, that stuff ain't coming out for years, bro. We're talking about getting close to like the next Xbox, which, you know what? Honestly, I think that's for the best. I feel like we need to go a whole generation without Halo until they figure this shit out, bro. Until they figure whatever the fuck they want to do. But you know what? Xbox, take that money you were going to put into a Halo game and just give us Gears Tactics 2. That's it. Anyways, I think that's a good enough rant for now. Did I miss on anything? Let me know. In the meantime, let me get some super chats. Okay. So we got $5 coming in from the Sensu Beam plug. Appreciate you, my brother. What are your thoughts on Netflix's cracking down on password sharing? Oh god. So yeah, so for the longest time, Netflix has been alluding to finding a way to stop password sharing, which for those who don't know, password sharing is essentially where you give out your login information to somebody and it's basically one person pays for the account and you guys all have access to it. You know, like in a very, very like not dystopian, but like what's the word I'm looking for? In a way that makes it seem like doom and gloom for Netflix. One person pays for Netflix and they have their profile given out to like 1 million people around the world. In actuality, for the most part, what it is just people in a household who subscribe to Netflix, and then people leave the household. Like one person goes to college, one person moves out, this person's always traveling, blah, blah, blah. And of course, sometimes you'll have people who buy one Netflix account, they share with their friends, the other person buys HBO Max, share with their friends, yada, yada, yada. But according to Netflix, they want to stop that shit because they're losing out on a lot of money. And that's the thing about these streaming services. For the most part, a lot of them have never really turned a crazy profit like that. There have been periods where they've made a lot of money, but it's never been enough to justify how much they are putting in their output. Like in the case of Netflix, they were spending so much money on making brand new content and also acquiring content. So basically acquiring content can mean one of two things. It can mean acquiring TV series and stuff like Friends or The Office, or it could be something like somebody else has made production and then Netflix just buys it and they have the rights and they put it on their service. And then sometimes they do their own ingrown stuff, yada, yada, yada. But the problem is that's never been profitable for Netflix because the thing is, none of those shows that they've put out have ever, like, the quality scale is just out of control with Netflix. You'd have something that's on the level of a Stranger Things, which is really popular and that gets people invested in that. And then you'd have a lot of really shitty, trashy stuff thrown in the mix in between, which a lot of people honestly are not going to stay subscribed for. And then you'll have some really good dramas and stuff that people enjoy, but unfortunately Netflix, if it's not bringing them the subscribers that they want in the allotted time, they just cancel the shows after one season. If the show's lucky enough, it maybe makes it to 2 or 3 seasons. But yeah, Netflix's model has really pissed people off for the longest time. And then when you factor in the fact that they've been increasing their prices astronomically over the past couple of years, like for example, right now, if you want to get a 4K Netflix plan, which honestly is the only plan that you should have on Netflix because everyone has 4K TVs now, that's $20 a month over here in the United States. $20 a month for Netflix, which if you compare it to cable and stuff like that, sure, it's not expensive. But when you factor all the other subscription services we have, you know, subscribing to Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation, subscribing to all the other stuff that we have, that stuff starts to add up. And when you look at the content and the quality, for a lot of people, if they're only subscribed to Netflix for, like, let's say, for example, to watch Stranger Things, that's a show that only comes back, what, once every 2 years? So someone might subscribe for like a month or two to watch a show, and then that's it. Boom, they're done. Or what they could do is they'll subscribe at the end of the calendar year, watch all the shows they need to watch, and then that's it, right? So for them to crack down on password sharing is such an asinine decision because their password sharing is so draconian. It literally does not make sense from a logistical standpoint because they're making it so inconvenient for the people who actually use Netflix on a daily basis. Like people like myself who, sure, there are people in my household who aren't in my household anymore and they're still on my Netflix account. Why? Because that's what it is. But if I were in that situation where I only paid for myself and, like, let's say, for example, I was doing traveling, they're like, okay, well, you know, if you don't connect to your thing within like 30 days or so, your Netflix account will be blocked. And if you're watching something on your phone, it might be blocked. So you'd have to contact Netflix customer support to send you a one-time code that you can use. And I'm just like, what the fuck? This is so asinine. This is so fucking asinine for what money they're going to get. Sure, they're going to get a lot of money by people who see that stuff and they subscribe for their own service. But are they going to retain the amount of people who watch Netflix and give them those viewership numbers? I don't think so. Like, Netflix is the king of coming out here and talking about, oh, this show reached all these crazy numbers and every Joe, Sue, Dick, and Harry and their mama watched this show on release. Like, they come up with these crazy metrics. If they crack down on that password sharing, that's it. They cannot brag about that stuff anymore because now you have a good idea of exactly how many people are watching your shows because the people who are watching your shows are the ones who are paying for it. So these numbers, like the show is watched by over 130 million people and blah, blah, blah. Not really. So yeah, they put out this report, like this guide to how this is going to work. I want to say like a week or so ago. and it got crazy backlash. And then Netflix had to respond, and they said, listen, that's not really exactly what we're doing. That's only going to be done in 3 countries. But yeah, I wouldn't, use that as a judge of what's going to happen. But literally, if it was successful in those countries and they didn't get backlash, that's what they do, and they roll it out to other countries. Honestly, a lot of people are always saying like, hey, like, what's the solution to this? The solution to combating multiple Netflix accounts is just make the people who are streaming with multiple people on the profiles via different IP addresses, charge them an extra, what, $10 a month? Something like that, $15 a month? I'd pay an extra $15 a month if I can have 2 to 3 different profiles on my account for people. I don't think that that's too far out of the realm of acceptance for some folks, because when you think of it like that, okay, if I can pay $35 a month or $40 a month, which is the price of 2 subscription services with Netflix, and I could have 4 people on my profile, sure, I'll do that. I'll do a family membership. That's what Nintendo does for the Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, obviously, there's no value in the Nintendo Switch Online when you really consider it. But still, they have that family membership available, and you have 8 people on there, and you all pay like, what, $5 a month, $6, something like that. You contribute, and boom, you pay for the membership. If you had that with people, they would definitely do that. I'm not saying you're going to get everybody, but still, you'd be getting a lot more people paying for that service if it meant having more people on it. I would personally do it. Shit. And I think that's a better stopgap solution while you try to figure out how you'll work around getting more revenue from it. Xbox does it for Game Pass. Game Pass, they're getting ready to do that. Yeah, they're testing it in some territories, and best believe once it rolls out to like the United States officially, everybody is signing up for that Xbox Friends and Family plan. Like what is it? Like Xbox is like what, $15 a month? Let's say you pay, I don't know, $35 a month, something like that, and you can have like 2, 3, 4 people on it, and you can be in different locations. That's a much better value proposition. Much better value proposition. But yeah, that's another thing. Oh, and speaking of which, AMC is doing something similar to Netflix, and by similar I mean something dumb. So you guys know how like when you go to the movie theaters and stuff, you can select your seats, right? AMC is starting to roll out basically higher priced tier seating. So like, let's say for example, you want to have a seat for a movie that's in the middle. They're going to charge you like, I don't know exactly what the amount would be, but it's going to be more expensive versus a seat that's all the way in the back or a seat that's all the way in the front. Think of it like when you go to a concert or a Broadway show or something like that, like you're going to a sporting event. Of course, the seats that are in the front are more expensive versus the nosebleeds. But the problem with that scenario is that when you're going to those live events, the closer you are to said event, whether it's a Broadway or whether it's a football game, that's something live that's happening right now where you can see way more stuff that's happening. A movie is the same fucking screen. Sure, you might have to tilt your head back if you're sitting in the front, but it's the same thing. There's nothing fundamentally changing about that experience. Nothing. And you're going to try to charge people more for that? That's just... Like, listen, people are already having issues going to the movie theaters because a lot of people think that movies are expensive and overpriced. I mean, me, myself, and I pay for AMC A-List. I pay for the Regal Unlimited thing. So that's like $23 a month for both of them. And I can see all the movies I want. I think that's a great subscription. But just because I'm subscribed to those doesn't mean that everyone needs to be subscribed to those services to avoid those fees. No, it's different. What you need to start doing now is pimping out A-List and making it a value proposition for people to come back to the movie theaters. But again, a lot of these people, it's just very short-sighted. And that's why a lot of people are not going back to the movies. It's just ridiculous, bro. Okay, so Marcus Doyle Terrell, my brother, how are you doing? He's been a member of the Phantom Weirdos for the past 30 months, man. That's 2.5 years. Holy shit. Thank you, my man. What are your thoughts on the latest drama regarding people recording others at the gym and falsely calling them creeps? Also, thoughts on the HBO Last of Us. So yeah, as far as the HBO Last of Us is concerned, Marcus, I actually spoke about it a couple of minutes ago. I'm not sure if you were here, but to give you the TLDW version of it, I'm really enjoying the show for the most part. I think it's a very high quality show. There are a couple of things that I am a little skeptical on, but I'm willing to give them a benefit of the doubt by the time, the series wraps up so I can look at it all as one piece, as one unit. But yeah, it's doing a lot of good things so far. But yeah, as far as the latest stuff that's happening, okay, so for those who don't know, if you're not involved in the gym world, there has been this recent, how do I say, it's kind of like a pushback of the TikTok culture. So as you guys know, TikTok is like the most popular app that's out there. A lot of people do videos in there, and one segment of TikTok that has gotten increasingly more toxic and dumb is the fitness side of TikTok. While there is a lot of informational video that's on there, a lot of stuff that's on there is pretty much dumb shit. It's just people posting dumb videos of themselves in the gym, doing stupid skits and just all this other nonsense that really you could watch a YouTube video and get way more information on it. And that's so crazy because it used to be the other way around. You used to have to get practical experience and not watch a YouTube video to get it. Isn't it crazy how the world works? But yeah, so there's been this trend of people in there who are just like recording others at the gym who are staring at them for like a minute second, maybe like 1 or 2 seconds. They see them and then they're labeling them as creeps and perverts and XYZ and blah, blah, blah. Now, as you guys know, I am no stranger to when it comes down to having awkward and weird situations with folks in the gym. If you guys have followed Ask Neo for the past couple of years, you guys know my issues when it comes to like weirdos in the gym, weirdos who are like either trying to hit on you or they're doing just like dumb shit or blah, blah, blah. You're basically getting in your zone. But that's a situation that I handle with the person. I don't go online and record that person and show them to others just because they happen to look my way for a second because they're looking at you do something. Like that whole situation is one of those times where I'm just like, I wish cameras were banned in the gym, because this new influx, this TikTok generation of people walking around with tripods and doing this dumb stuff, thinking that they own the gym, is fucking ludicrous. Like, newsflash, people are going to stare at you at the gym for the best reasons and also the worst reasons. For the worst reasons, if you're doing something stupid. For the worst reasons, if they are a fucking creep. But just because somebody looks at you for a second because they're like, oh, you look good, or oh, that person is like big or shredded or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just because they looked at you for a second doesn't mean that they are a creep. And to go on there and blast it to all your thousands of followers is fucking ridiculous. Like, in my situation, I have had weirdo dudes in the gym, fucking creeps who are like staring at me, who are always like trying to work out in my zone. I don't know these people. Like, I have my gym friends and these people come in my zone, and I've dealt with those people in the real. Like, I basically ask someone like, what are you fucking doing, man? Like, you keep trying to talk to me in between my sets. Like, I'm trying to work out here. And I handle it then and there, and then I rant about it online. But I don't go there putting that person's face on camera or shit like that. Yeah, it's the same nonsense that we're used to nowadays when it comes to people thinking that everything is all about them and all the attention is on them and the world is out to get them and blah, blah, blah. It's just attention seekers at the end of the day. And I'm glad people are calling this stuff out. Now, there is something to be said, like I said before, about weirdos in the gym, especially when it comes down to women, you know? There are situations where there's just a bunch of fucking creepy dudes, and it's not just creepy looking dudes. It could be like these big old meatheads as well, who are just get involved in people's spaces. But that's something that you got to handle in the real before you take it online, especially if it's something that isn't a big deal. Like, listen, this is the thing that doesn't get me. It'd be one thing if, like, let's say, for example, you are secluded in your own section of the gym, far, far away. You set up your camera, you're doing your thing, and someone is purposefully getting in your zone. But if you're working out in the common area of the gym where everybody works out and you set up this big ass tripod and you're angry that somebody walks in front of the tripod while you're filming, like, you don't own the fucking gym, bro. It's a shared space. Like, when I see people do that stuff, I make sure I don't walk in their sight or their line of sight. But if I'm just minding my business and I don't see someone's camera set up and I walk in front of them because I have to get away, like, too bad, so sad, man. Go get your own home gym and record to your heart's content. Don't get mad because someone is going to walk in between your set. It is what it is. If that's the case, you need a filming permit to go ahead and, you know, block people off. Let's see. Have you had to throw hands in the gym before? No, I'm a very chill person. You guys know this. I'm not confrontational. Only when I need to be. But it's just like the point where, like, okay, when I'm in the gym, like, you guys see me, I'm so happy, I'm go lucky, blah, blah, blah. But when I'm in the gym, I'm a different person. I'm literally in there. I'm focused. I'm in the zone. I've had my caffeine. I'm ready to put in the time, because the hour and a half, 2 hours that I'm spending in the gym, I want that time to be focused on whatever the task I have to accomplish. So I'm laser focused. right? I spend a couple minutes just catching up with my gym homies if I see them, and then maybe afterwards. But for that duration of time, I've got my headphones on, I'm focusing. But when you get these weirdos who, listen, it's not like these weirdos are just asking like, oh, how much do you have on this equipment or something, blah, blah. I'll be like, oh, I have like 2 more sets, yada, yada, yada. But it's these weirdos who literally like, they see you in the gym and they make a beeline towards you and they start doing dumb shit to try to get your attention. Like there's this one dumb dude who's like, I'm literally over here, I'm doing barbell rows, right? I'm doing barbell rows. I'm minding my business, and the dude pulls up a bench right next to me. Mind you, I'm doing barbell rows near the racks, and he pulls up a barbell, a bench right next to me for whatever reason. So I'm thinking like, oh, he's probably going to go ahead and do like incline dumbbell press. No, this dude goes in a squat rack and starts doing pull-ups, and then with the bench, he's hopping on top of the bench and onto the other side in between like he's doing a superset for cardio. Like hit cardio or something. I'm like, what the fuck is the dude doing? And I think nothing of it at the time. I'm just making sure that this dude doesn't get in my way. And then I go ahead to the other side of the gym to do my next exercise. And I see this dude come over in this section. And I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. But I don't think anything of it for the first session. But when I see people do it consistently, that's when I have an issue, right? So this dude, I saw him do it again, right? Like the same similar shit. And then at this point, I was just already fucking done. I was like, no, this nigga's weird, bro. So I'm over there minding my business. On this point, I'm doing incline dumbbell presses. So I'm chilling, I'm minding my business. I'm resting like 2 minutes in between. I'm just chilling there. I'm just like catching my breath, composing myself. This dude comes up to me. He's like, excuse me, are you using that piece of equipment? A piece of equipment that's like 30 feet away. And I just took one earbud out and I'm just like, no, I'm not using the equipment on the other side of the gym, dude. And he's just like, oh, okay. And I was just like, and literally I just stared at him for like a solid 10 seconds. And then I put my earphone back in and just went back to working out. Like some of these people are just so fucking weird, bro. But again, I'm not going to go on there and fucking dox this dude and show people what he's all about, blah, blah, blah. If it's a problem, I handle it in the real, man. But yeah, this era of just like weird. You know what the thing is, though? The thing is, it's because a lot of these people use the gym as a social experiment. A lot of these people don't know how to talk to folks in the real world. So I think that if they go to the gym and there's a lot of people, I'm gonna practice talking to these guys. And it's cool if you want to talk to someone in between sets and shit. But if I'm working out and you see me like focused and you just coming over here to start a dumbass conversation about nothing, I'm just like, no. Shit is annoying. Nah, yeah, bro, listen, love is love. Let me get that out of the way before y'all try to cancel me. But there's these weirdo dudes who are in the fucking closet, who I'm just like, like you see me hanging out with a bunch of people, and just because I hang out with a bunch of people, that doesn't mean I want to be cool with you, and blah, blah, blah. And again, it comes back to, if this dude has a crush on me, then be respectful about it. Don't be a fucking creep and do this weirdo shit. Like, it's just, I'm sorry, but I grew up as a very sheltered, very shy individual. Yet I'm able to go up, if I find a girl that's interesting and blah, blah, I see her at the gym, but like, start up a simple conversation, 2 seconds, that's to keep it moving. Simple shit. Not this weirdo stuff to get your attention and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nigga, stop it, bro. Like, just go work out. And it's always the people that never work out, bro. It's the weirdo people who never work out, who go to the gym and they're like, I'll do one set here, I'll do one set there, I'll do blah, blah. Who just texted me? Is that Connor? Hold on. Oh, no, never mind. That's not Connor. Yeah, weird is weird. Weird is weird, period, bro. Like, it's just, yeah. Oh, Lindsay, what's going on? What's up? Yeah, we complain about gym weirdos. yeah, it's that time of the year, guys. The time I complain about gym weirdos. $2 from Marcus Doyle Terrell. What are your top 10 gym pet peeves? I don't really know if I have like a top 10 list, but I can list off some stuff that annoys me. First things first, going back to the whole TikTok crowd. I hate people who think they own the gym. I hate people who think that just because they pay their membership, they're entitled to this space to do whatever they want. So I hate the people that set up their tripods in the most inopportune way and they're filming constantly and they get mad that people get in their zone. You don't own the fucking gym. If you are going to record something and there's people around you, just realize that they are going to come to the mix. And if some people are respectful, they won't come to the mix. But if some person does, you can't fault them for that. I hate people that be hogging equipment. Like, that shit is so annoying. Like, you see the guys who have like 4 different sets of dumbbells and they're doing like a triple drop set. I'm like, fam, you don't need to be doing that shit. You don't need to be doing the triple drop sets like every fucking week. Just get the weight, do what you want to do, and move on. But to hoard all that shit and then they never put it back, bro. Like, I'm not saying that you gotta, treat the gym like it's your bedroom or something, but when I see people who are just like slamming the weights and they're not re-racking them and all this shit, I'm like, bro, come the fuck on, man. Like, it's simple shit. It takes 2 seconds to re-rack something, wipe down a bench. It's just like, dude. The people who talk too much at the gym, like, I can understand talking in between your sets, but if you're having a full-on like 4 or 5 minute conversation with somebody and you're taking up equipment, it's like, bro, come on now. Like, nah. Rest 2 to 5 minutes if necessary, but stay focused. Like, don't have these long ass conversations, man. What else? So this one is more on the management side of things versus the people at the gym. But gym staff, they don't keep up with cleaning the gym. So if I'm going somewhere and I get a spray bottle and there's no spray liquid in there, if there's no paper towels, if the bathrooms haven't been cleaned, I'm just like, bro, I'm paying $60 a month for this membership. This isn't a $10 membership gym. This is like literally $60+ a month, and not counting annual fees and other shit like that. And you can't just put paper towels in the rack. Like, simple upkeep with the maintenance and stuff like that, I think is very weird. What else? I mean, that's honestly the gist of it, man. Like, general upkeep in the gym, weirdos in the gym, people who don't re-rack their weights, people who hog equipment. That's the gist of it, man. So I don't really have like a top 10 list. Zack Rodriguez, who's been a member of 14 months. Thank you, bro. Neo, the gym stuff is the worst. Also, I just got a PS5 worth my series or I think you said with your Series X. And honestly, I have too many games to play, not enough time. It's good. Yeah, it's a good feeling. When you have both consoles and stuff, or 3 consoles in the case of the Switch, there's always something to play, man. Like 2022 was definitely the least amount of time I spent on my Xbox, because there really wasn't a lot of new Xbox only titles. But looking forward to like this year alone, there's going to be a lot of shit to play. I'm excited, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. What would be your definition of gym etiquette? Gym etiquette is just simple shit. Gym etiquette is like not getting in somebody's way. If, like, let's say, for example, they're carrying a heavy weight. So if I see someone who's carrying like 120-pound dumbbells, I move the fuck out of the way. I'm like, ooh, let me not get in their way. Not getting too close to somebody, not slamming weights everywhere, because you never know like where that weight could go. It could travel, it could hit somebody's phone, it could hit somebody's foot. Re-racking your weights, wiping down the equipment. Like waiting until somebody finishes the set before you talk to them. And just because they step away for like 1 second to maybe get like weight or something, that doesn't mean that they're done with the equipment. Like simple shit. Like, it just like, again, if you have common sense and you've been around the block, that shit. But a lot of people don't, man. Like I said, this just happened to me on Friday, right? I was over there. I was doing seated calf raises. Okay, so I was doing my seated calf raises. I was getting ready to add, a couple 45s on there, and I step away for all of 10 seconds to go to the bench area, which is literally like, okay, so if I'm here, you walk maybe 20 feet to get the other rack of 45s, maybe 20 feet, if that. And mind you, like in that area, it's got my phone, it's got my clips, for the barbells, it's got my sweater, like right there in that area to show that, hey, someone's using this. And then this old random dude just comes around, he starts working out on it. I was just like, yo, my man, I'm still here. And I literally yelled that at him because I'm just like, bro, it's just like common sense. You see someone's shit right there. And he started doing that. And he's just like, oh, okay. And I'm just like, I don't got time for fucking weirdos, man. It's 2023. You can't be a weirdo, man. You cannot be a weirdo. Yeah, I get very heated when it comes to this shit, man, because I'm a very chill dude. I'm on my business. I don't do anything to nobody, but people keep trying to fuck with me, bro. Like, I'm just trying to work out. Like, no, we didn't talk about the DC stuff. We'll talk about that in a bit. DC Gaming, my brother, who's been a member for the past 6 months. Shout out to Black Jiren. Yo, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's an honor to be considered that. I'm trying to work my way up to that Captain America level, you know? I'm trying. David Biglad, what's up? $2 from Saeed Johnson. What's up, Saeed? The gym culture has become very toxic. I mean, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Gym culture, it's not toxic. Like 9 times out of 10, you can go to gym and you can enjoy yourself just fine. But realize there are going to be some fucking annoyances that come with most commercial gyms. There's just going to be these weirdos doing shit. Honestly, if I had a gym, I'm banning all forms of tripods. I don't care, bro. I'm sorry. Just get in the gym, record your PR on the phone, on the floor like the rest of us, and just move on, bro. Like, that's just it. If I see anybody trying to set up a skit in the gym, fuck out of here, bro. Oh my God. When I used to work out at Planet Fitness, not Planet Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness, the amount of wannabe TikTokers who were trying to do skits and stuff, I'm just like, you literally just turned 15 minutes at a squat rack into 45 minutes doing some dumb shit. I don't even care at that point. I just go up to somebody. I don't care if I look like an asshole. I'm just like, how much more you got? Like, that's it, man. Yeah, man. It's just like, this is the only place Neo can vent. Nah, I'd be venting to my boys at the gym because they feel the same thing. Because we come to the gym, we mind our business, and we just got to contend with these fucking... That's part of the reason why we left our last gym. Me and my whole little crew, like there's about like 5, 6 of us, we used to all work out at 24-Hour Fitness, which is a great commercial gym. But just the fucking weirdos and this influx of TikTokers and shit, I'm like... Ugh. Like, fam, let me tell you this one story. Like... I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry for venting, but... This is part of the reason why my boy Travis left 24-Hour Fitness. So, at this one gym we used to work out, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 10 different pull-up bars at this gym. Some of them attached to a squat rack, some of them on a TRX station, some of them on like, you know, the big cable, like megaplex things, which has like the rows and the tricep pushdowns and all that shit, right? There was 10 different pull-up bars. Me and my boy Travis, we're on a squat rack. We're warming up. We're doing pull-ups. We're minding our business, okay? Then all of a sudden, this weirdo comes up and he's just like, you mind if I do pull-up here? And I'm just like, fam, there's 10 different pull-up bars that are exactly the same in this gym. Why do you need to come to this one specifically? But I think nothing of it because I don't own the gym. So I'm just like, yeah, sure, man. Go ahead, do your pull-ups. So then me and Travis are just talking in between. This man is doing the weirdest fucking quarter rep pull-ups I've ever seen in my life. He's not even getting his chest to the bar. He's not even going the full range of motion. And I'm thinking, okay. Well, that's certainly working something. And then mind our own business. Me and Travis go back to doing pull-ups. And this man, after, like, this is like 20 minutes later, after we do our pull-ups and we start getting into our working sets, you know, we're over there, me and Travis, we're sitting on the, they have the jump boxes. So we're just resting in between because like once he does his squat set, I do my squat set, and then we both have like an extra minute or two to rest. And so we're just chilling there, and the same man comes by, and he's just like, you mind if I do dips here? And I'm just like, dude, dips? How the fuck is he gonna do dips on the squat rack? There's no dip bar. This man, you know the guardrails where if you fail a rep, you just put the weight on the guardrails? This man, he starts doing dips on the guardrails with the other feet on the other side of the guardrail. So he's like all laid across. He was a short motherfucker too, so that's the only way this would work. He starts doing dips there. And at that point, I just like audibly do this, like not audibly. I was done. I was done. Just thinking about this story just nukes my vocabulary. I was like, oh my God. It's just fucking weirdos, bro. Like, why do they congregate to me? Listen, I know I said, like, we all weirdos and shit, but these dudes is different, bro. These dudes is different, man. Captain America used steroids. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get as close to Captain America as I can before I ever touch that shit, man. Captain America in the comics is like 240 pounds, I want to say. Like, I'm 205 right now, right? The heaviest I've been is like 215, but I like staying at like the low 200s because I'm very agile. I can do like a lot of my calisthenics stuff. Neo the weirdo magnet. Unfortunately, I ain't trying to be their friends. Listen, there's 7 billion people in the world. I ain't trying to be their friends. I'm trying to be y'all's friends. Neo is definitely in so many TikToks somewhere. Oh, I believe it, Bryce. Also, what's up, Bryce? Good to see you, bro. I believe it, man. I believe I'm definitely like in some of that shit. I just in passing, bro. Okay. So let's see. There was a couple of things I wanted to hold on. Okay, Sterling, I see you, bro. Neo, with Valentine's Day in 7 days, what are 5 romance films that you absolutely love and think are perfect for February 14th? I mean, I wouldn't say like straight up romance films. I mean, I like films that are about relationships, you know? Some of them are not like the most happiest of endings, but I think they're like a cool thing to watch. So like I like watching La La Land. You know, anyone who's seen La La Land, spoiler alert for a 6-year-old movie, but the ending is a very bittersweet, happy ending. Not really conventional in the romance scheme, but like I really enjoyed La La Land. I liked 500 Days of Summer. Hitch, ironically, is one of like my favorite like feel good comedy movies. Crazy Stupid Love, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Shoot, there's a lot of stuff. We're going like way back when, like a lot of OG rom-coms and stuff. There's a lot of shit to watch. Your Name, that's a really good pick, actually. Hitch is old? Hitch is not that old. Hitch is like, what, 2005? I mean, sure, that's 18 years ago. Somebody could have had a kid then, and they're graduating high school, but come on, it's not that. Come on. Oh, you know what's a really good movie to watch on Valentine's Day? A Silent Voice. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Those are really good Valentine's Day movies if you guys haven't checked it out. $1.99 from Trip Eats Paper. Have you watched any decent films this year? So far, have I been to the movie theaters this year? Have I been to the movie theaters this year? Hold on, I gotta check. Did I go to the movie theaters in January? Somebody in the comments could remind me. They're like, yeah, you saw this thing. Let me check my tickets. Like, I know the last movie I saw was Avatar. Nah, the last movie I saw was Avatar. That was December 27th. I haven't gone to the movies since. Fuck. So no, I haven't watched any new movies this year. I've watched a lot of stuff from like last year this year. But yeah, there's some things I need to watch. What's that thing called? I want to watch Megan. I want to watch Puss in Boots. And I know you can get those on streaming, but I still want to go to the movie theaters for those. What? Silent Voice is a very happy, heartwarming movie, Flame. Yeah, I heard Puss in Boots is like Kino shit, bro. I can't wait. La La Land is fantastic. I got that 4K Steelbook. I love it. But yeah, the next movie I know I'm seeing for certain is I'm watching Ant-Man next week. After, that's like a nice cap off, because me and my girl, we're both working Valentine's Day, and then we're celebrating my brother's birthday the next day, and then the following day we're having our Valentine's Day, so I'm gonna take her out. I'm gonna surprise her with her gifts. We're gonna go out to a nice dinner, and then we're gonna cap off watching Ant-Man. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, Cocaine Bear, I want to check that too. Knock at the Cabin was crazy. I mean, Shyamalan is very hit and miss for me, so I don't know, man. But I mean, I got that Regal and that AMC thing, so I might. But yeah, the theater is an experience. It absolutely is, man. Especially if you want like amazing sound quality and that Dolby Vision, the Dolby Atmos, the Dolby everything, the Dolby experience, bro. I'm hyped for Ant-Man, but some of these first reactions after the premiere have me cautious. Like, I try not to look into the reactions too much. I've heard a lot of people say that Jonathan Majors is fantastic, but some people are saying this is very much so like a stepping stone movie to the next saga of the MCU, which I don't know how I feel about that, bro. I feel like at this point, can we just get like good, solid movies that are also good world building movies? Like, does everything have to be a stepping stone? Does everything have to be in service of the universe first instead of just being a great movie? Are you a popcorn at the theater kind of guy? Yeah, you know, I love popcorn, man. Honestly, like, I don't spend too much money on the movies anymore because I subscribe to the Regal, like, you know, the subscription services that they have where you can see the movies. And ironically, because I subscribe to those, like, every month I get like vouchers for $5 popcorn or shit like that. So like, I use those and I buy popcorn at the movies and I enjoy it. But most of the time, I am that guy who does sneak in stuff. Like, if I'm trying to be healthy, I'll sneak in protein bars and a protein shake because, you know, there's a GNC across the street. So I just go there real quick and I just buy stuff. But yeah, like, if I'm not doing that, I definitely buy a large popcorn. I get extra butter on it. Candy is my thing I will never buy at the movie theaters. Yeah, popcorn is expensive at movies, but candy is just like, why am I paying $6 for a bag of Skittles, bro? I will never in my life do that. I will never do that, bro. Oh, yeah, when Harry Met Sally, yeah, that's good. Nah, I will buy movie theater popcorn. I love movie theater popcorn. Candy is definitely a scam. I don't buy candy. I don't buy ices. I don't buy food like nachos or things like that. I'll just buy popcorn. I just love popcorn, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you, candy is fucking ridiculously expensive. Oh yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once is so beautiful. What's the craziest thing you guys have snuck into a movie theater? Like, obviously me, it's like protein bars and all those snacks. One time my friend snuck in like food, like a whole plate of food. I still don't know how he brought that in there, but he snuck in like a plate of food. All I hear is like aluminum foil unwrapping. I was like, Jesus, bro. Oh, Henny with Cran. Okay, I see you. Yeah, if you're okay, listen. If you're going to something like the Alamo Draft House or those dine-in theaters, yeah, I will buy some stuff there. Like, whenever I go to the Alamo Draft House, I'll get a drink, an alcoholic beverage. And then if they have like seasonal stuff or promotional stuff, I'll order that. But if it's like regular Regal or AMC, I'm not really buying anything outside of popcorn. A liter of Pepsi. A liter of Pepsi, Dylan? Pulling a Robert Freeman. Yeah, absolutely he was, Corey Gryffindor. I had... Wait. Mugen Dreams, what? I had some hot dogs I zip-locked into the movie. So wait a minute. Was it just the dogs? Or did you have like the full concoction with the buns and all the toppings and the accoutrements and you just zip-lock those? Is that... I'm trying to understand this. Help me. I snuck in Applebee's wings. Hey, there you go. Had the whole place smell like hot wings. Like, damn, can I get a piece? Full bun, sauce, and toppings. That looks like contraband. Could you imagine if someone just like pats you down and they're just like, what is this? It's just a hot dog with relish and ketchup and mustard. What do you guys put on your hot dogs? I'm curious. Oh, what's up, DW TV? What's up? My theater thankfully doesn't mind outside food. Yeah, most theaters don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, what do you guys put on your hot dogs? Like, for me, I put ketchup on a hot dog. I'll put some mustard. Ooh, honestly, you know what the weird thing is? I didn't used to like relish on hot dogs when I was a kid, but I kind of like it now that I'm older, man. I put some relish on there. Oh, you put some barbecue sauce? Okay. Yeah, for me, I'll put like ketchup, mustard, and some relish. Homemade chili cheese and jalapenos or nothing at all. Ooh, fancy. When I was young, my grandma had me smuggle in fried chicken legs wrapped in tinfoil in my jacket, had me smell like chicken grease. Oh man, could you imagine? Like, hey yo, why his man smell like chicken grease? Smell like straight Crisco. Oh, the glizzy talk? Yeah, where's Jack Move Johnny? Get Jack Move in here. I put a banana in a hot dog bun. Why? Ooh, hot chili curry tomorrow is probably gonna kill me. You gotta record that reaction, Chris. You gotta record that reaction, put it on Facebook, bro. Mustard and relish. Ketchup can stay out of my hot dog if they have chili, boy. You know. I like ketchup on hot dogs. People don't? Damn. That's like one of the things you learn when you go on the internet. Like when I found out that everybody hates chocolate ice cream, that was surprising. Acebreaker said a whole plate of Chinese food. I love it. What was your Chinese food order? What was it? Like me, I'm just asking y'all all the questions. I snuck in myself for free. Oh, my man was doing that. Man was doing the movie hopping. I respect that. That's what we used to do back in the days. If we had a whole afternoon free before we had responsibilities, we go to one movie and then we go to another movie. Like my sister and I, we did that one day. We saw Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and then we saw another movie that came out in 2006 that summer. And it was lit, man, because nobody could tell. Man. Big soft pretzels with nacho cheese. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna see that Puss in Boots too. Nah, man. You know what? Like, wait, hold on. Before I get into this whole food discussion, have I seen When the Promised Flower Blooms? What is that? I heard someone talking about that up in the chat. Wait. Oh, hey, Joaquin, what's up, bro? Did you see Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is $70? Wait, what? Wait, what is going on? What do you mean it's $70? Oh, hell nah. That's got to be like some type of, no way. No, that's got to be like some... Are you sure it's not like some type of different edition that comes with something on the eShop? Like, I don't... Let me see this stuff. Zelda... $70. Let me see this. Hold on. $70. It's rumored that Tears of the Kingdom is going to be $70 at launch. No, this can't be. No way. Oh my God, I'm looking at it. No way. No way. No. Oh my God. No way, bro. If you guys want to check it out, go to Wario64's page. Okay, but here's the thing. Hypothetically speaking, if this game is $70, first off, Nintendo's getting away with it because we're all going to buy it. And then someone's going to say, I'm not going to buy it. But it's going to stay that price. And number two, this is not even a next-gen game. Listen, I'm not one of those people that defend $70 games. But at least if it's on new hardware, okay. But this shit is on the Switch. That shit is not... You ain't benefiting nothing from that game being $70. Oh, what's up, Joe? How you doing? It's been deleted? Wait, off the eShop? The eShop listing has been deleted? Let me see this. Yeah, so the listing hasn't been deleted, but that price has been deleted. It just says releasing in 2023. Oh, I really hope that was a mistake. Oh no! Oh no! I can't wait for tomorrow. If it actually comes out and it is $70, oh my God, all the salts. I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so happy if that thing is $70, because I told people Nintendo is gonna release $70 games. It's just going to happen. And if you don't think that they're gonna charge $70 for a 3-hour Kirby game, they are definitely gonna do it. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Oh, by the way, you guys, so tomorrow night there is gonna be a Nintendo Direct, which means we're gonna be streaming it. So I'm gonna go live probably like 4:30 because the stream starts at 5 p.m. So we're going to do the stream. We're going to have a little post show for like 15 minutes or so. But yes, we're getting 2 streams in 1 week, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know right now. I'm still buying it for $70. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know. Like, certain games I'm not going to buy $70. Like, it is what it is. But the next Persona, like, I don't care. Like, I'm chilling, bro. Yeah, I was thinking they'd wait for the next Switch to do that. But if they put it on the old Switch, they got some balls, bro. $2 from Flames, $70 for 200p 12 FPS, bro. Jimmy is down bad right now. Hey, listen, it's gonna sell. Yeah, it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, Trip. Oh, you got that Best Buy discount? Hey, yo, y'all remember the Best Buy Gamer Club Unlocked? Yo, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Unlike Sony's first-party games, Tears of the Kingdom is worth $70. Oh, Jesus. Well, here's the thing. There has not been a first-party game that's really warranted it being $70. If God of War Ragnarok was PS5 exclusive, I could see that being $70. But there's no reason why PS5 versions of PS4 games need to be $70. Just do it 60 and then make all the new exclusives going forward 70. Right? Hey, take it easy, Trip. I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Yeah, Best Buy, they've been... Dude, Best Buy used to be the best place to buy shit. Now you don't get anything. It's fucked, bro. Okay, so this will be our last topic for tonight, you guys, before I have to love you and leave you, and we got to get back to playing some games. But I've gotten a lot of questions asked from some people about the upcoming future of DC on screen, DC on the silver screen, DC on movies, things like that. So we're gonna spend like the next 14 minutes or so talking about that stuff. So yeah, as you guys know, a couple of months ago, we learned that James Gunn and Peter Safran would be co-leading this new era of DC movies. Now, for those who've been following the DC productions for the past 10 years, you know, this is probably the third regime change, fourth regime change, something like that. And Blue Senchi sent in a $4.99 super chat. Neo, your Nintendo, you're Nintendo's bitch. I think that's what he's saying. I wasn't originally going to pick up Hogwarts Legacy, but now, I don't know, it looks kind of fun. I would say go ahead and pick that up, Hogwarts Legacy. And yes, listen, I don't care what people say. If they come out there and they put Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD on one Switch console, and it's like $60, I'll buy both of them. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm a hypocrite, and I admit it. I'm not like one of these people trying to justify it. I admit I'm a hypocrite, and I am a part of the problem. But anyways, I digress. Thank you for the super chat, bro. All right, so back to what we were saying before. If you've been following DC movies, you know that for the past 10 years, there have been so many different regime changes, and there's been so many different shifts. You know, it started out with Zack Snyder stuff, and then it kind of pivoted into different directions with, you know, the stuff they had going on with Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and then they start doing some weird shit like Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad and stuff that's connected to the universe, but at the same time, it's not really, because it's different tone and blah, blah, blah. And then they start doing Elseworld stuff like Joker and then the new Batman movie. So it's very strange. If you are a fan of DC stuff, I guess the best thing you can say is you're getting a little bit of everything. I mean, you don't have a coherent universe, but you're getting different shit that sometimes works out well and other times it doesn't. But yeah, so they announced that James Gunn was going to be leading DC's creative side of things. Peter Safran's going to be doing the production side. Which I think was actually a match made in heaven. Number one, because these guys have worked together for a very long time, and they're both good at what they do, regardless of what people feel about James Gunn as a creative. He is very successful. He is good at delivering the deliverables. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Volume 2, the holiday special, Suicide Squad, while it wasn't a commercial success because of COVID and the bad taste in people's mouth from the last one, it was still a good movie. Peacemaker shattered so many records on HBO. So if you were going to get people to run this shit, it would be those people. And James Gunn is a fan of comics. He's lived, breathed this shit. He's been in the production. He's worked on small shit. He's worked on big shit. So I was excited for the future. But I was wondering, what would this future look like? Because they never flat out came out and said, we're doing a complete reboot. That was the murkiest part about this whole situation. They were being very vague and being very coy about it, which I understand as this stuff is still getting, you know, finalized. They can't really say too much stuff without certainty. And then, of course, there was the big elephant in the room. What is going to happen with Henry Cavill? They just announced that with Black Adam, he was coming back for Superman. And then, is he going to continue? Is he going to be the Superman in this new universe? Well, we got our first answer a few weeks ago where we learned that Henry Cavill would not be coming back for Superman. So it was grand opening, grand closing as far as that's concerned, which was very disappointing for me as someone who really liked Henry Cavill as Superman. And I felt like he didn't get his proper dues. You know what I'm saying? There was just so much red tape that was going on. There was so much just changing of regimes and stuff like that. And then also the dumb shit that Zack Snyder did. I'm be honest. I like Man of Steel. I enjoy it more than most people. I like his cut of Justice League, but you cannot deny killing Superman in his second movie was one of the most asinine things you could ever do. Instead of building up Superman and building upon Man of Steel, you do all this other stuff. You do 4 different story arcs in one movie. It was just a mess. But listen, I've talked about Batman v Superman ad nauseum. So Henry Cavill not coming back, it sucks. But if this means that we are finally, for the first time ever, going to get a coherent DC universe that actually has a long-lasting Batman and a long-lasting Superman and just everything, you know, similar to Marvel and how they do stuff, I am on board. And we finally got an answer, and it's sort of that, but at the same time, it's not. So first things first, they already have some things that they have to address. Number one, they have movies that are in production that are slated to come out from the old regime. That is, of course, Aquaman. That is, of course, Blue Beetle. That is, of course, The Flash, and just all the other stuff. So they have to address it, right? So they came out and said, yeah, we're still going to be releasing these movies. They're going to come out. They're looking good, blah, blah, blah. And then they do some weird shit, right? They announce new stuff from the old universe that is continuing. And Amanda Waller TV show, which is awesome. I love Viola Davis, so I'd watch a DC show about her. And then they're doing a show about the Amazonians. It's a prequel show that's basically like their version of Game of Thrones. Okay, sure. And then they start getting into all the new stuff. They start announcing stuff that's really big, like a new Batman movie, a new Superman movie, and stuff that's like really smaller scale. There's stuff that's in between that's going to be TV series like Green Lantern. And looking at the lineup, I'm very excited for it because it's very diverse. It's not just your let's round off everything for the Justice League, right? We're going to have a new Batman, a new Superman, a new Wonder Woman, a new Martian Manhunter, a new blah, 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 blah. They're doing stuff that actually feels like it's a coherent DC universe. You know, they're doing stuff like The Authority, which, you know, most people in the general population do not know about The Authority. They don't know about creatures. They don't know about a lot of the stuff that's happening. And I think that's great because you have somebody like James Gunn who takes these properties like a Guardians of the Galaxy and they make it so palpable for the mainstream. You know, they took something like a Rocket Raccoon and Groot and they made people care about them. You took an IP like the Suicide Squad, which a lot of people after 2016, they were like, fuck this shit. And then they soft rebooted it and a lot of people enjoyed it, right? So I think that this is a perfect way to introduce more people into DC. So of course you're going to get your pillars like a Batman and a Superman, and you're finally going to get something done right with Green Lantern. And at the same time, you're introducing people into new stuff. I'm excited for that. It seems like there is some coherent stuff happening. Now, whether or not all this stuff happens remains to be seen, because remember, if there's one thing that is so consistent about the inconsistency of DC on film, it's that we don't know if this regime is going to last to the end of this phase. Because James Gunn has a contract with WB and DC for like, what, the next 4 years, something like that. Is all this stuff going to come out in the next 4 years? I don't really think it is, because that's a lot of stuff to have into production. And sure, you can say you're working with like the best people and everything, but remember, at the end of the day, that call comes from up top on whether or not all this stuff is going to get made. And what happens if the first thing they put out, which their first big thing in their DC universe is going to be the Superman movie? What happens if it comes out and it's similar to Man of Steel, where a lot of people are fucking with it, but a lot of people don't? Are you going to be afforded the opportunity to continue on with a second Superman movie? You know, that's the one thing that does worry me, because David Zaslav is a franchise guy. Is he willing to give these properties the chance to thrive? Because if this Superman movie comes out and it doesn't deliver what they expect, which what they're expecting for the most part is $1 billion again. If it doesn't deliver that, is it considered a flop for the studio? And that's what worries me the most about it, because I think that this can work. I think that there are some growing pains, and we are going to have to get used to the fact that, hey man, this is like the next installment of DC after the failed installment of DC that was the past 10 years. Like, there's going to be some growing pains to that, getting used to new actors and all that stuff, and new stories and starting from scratch. But I think that if you create a good product, people will show up for it. A lot of people are complaining the fact that we're getting another Batman reboot, but then Matt Reeves' Batman comes out and people are loving it. That's what worries me. If some of this stuff isn't up to that level, which I'm going to be real, like, you can't expect some of these things to be smash hits. But if some of the bigger stuff isn't a crazy smash hit, are they going to be afforded the opportunity to continue? So those are like my reservations about it. The Superman one I am really interested in, because James Gunn is being very transparent. He's writing the movie. They're not sure who's going to direct the movie. I don't think he's going to direct the movie, considering there's a lot on his plate right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does direct it. That being said, I think that James Gunn is a smart enough creative to not introduce so much of his James Gunn isms into this. So like the way he writes the humor in Guardians of the Galaxy or Suicide Squad or Peacemaker, I don't think he's going to apply that for Superman. Like if there is any project that they have in production that they need to get right, Superman is the one. They need to make this Superman an ideal of hope, hope, future, a brighter tomorrow, blah, 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 whatever the things you want to put. You need this movie to be a success. And I'm a fan of James Gunn's humor, but I will admit a lot of it can be hit or miss at certain times. I don't necessarily think he needs to inject that into Superman. Because remember, if this movie is bad, it's going to fall on him more than anybody. More than who directs the movie. It's going to fall on James Gunn because he's not only writing it, but he's also shepherding all this stuff. That movie, I'm really excited to see. And to think about it, when you think about it, you guys, in about a year's time, this movie is going to start filming because it comes out summer 2025, bar some type of a delay. That's crazy to think about. Like, we've been waiting for a Superman sequel since freaking Man of Steel came out. And then they announced that summer, oh no, we're not doing Man of Steel 2, we're doing this Batman vs. Superman thing. So the fact that we're getting a new standalone Superman movie in production next year is insane to think about. Then you have the new Batman movie, which I'm really interested to see how they handle it. Like, having two Batman running around, one's Elseworld, one is part of this universe. They're going to have to really differentiate the two. So I love the tone and the vibe of the Matt Reeves Batman movie. It's definitely a lot more grounded by comparison to, more of like the fantastical aspects of the universe. But maybe having this Batman movie, the Batman Brave and the Bold with Damian Wayne, maybe this could be your opportunity where you don't have to force Matt Reeves to do different stuff. He can tell his version of the Riddler. He can tell his version of Mr. Freeze. He can tell his version of Scarecrow or whatever you want. And then you can have this movie be the more fantastic stuff where it's just like, hey, you got to take it with like the liberties. Like, this is a comic book movie. So of course you're going to have certain aspects that don't make sense, but hey, it is what it is. I think that'd be a nice contrast between the two, but our audience is going to be willing to accept that. Yes, you can say that, okay, this is a different interpretation, but how different are you going to have to make it? Because it is still live action at the end of the day. There's going to be the Robert Pattinson movie that comes out at the end of 2025, and then you're going to have this new Batman movie. When is that going to come out? Because you have to have a good amount of time in between the two. So is this looking like 2027, 2028? And then going forward, does that mean like the Matt Reeves stuff is not going to continue? But what if it does, if it keeps making a lot of money? What if the next Matt Reeves movie makes more than the next Batman movie they do, the DC Universe one? So there's a lot of like confusing stuff that is happening. I mean, me as a fan, I'm excited if we get two really good different interpretations of Batman. One that is more about Robert Pattinson and this grounded universe, and one that is more comic booky with the Bat family. I think that could work. But I'm just a fan. We're all fans. We would love this stuff, but is it going to work long term? I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting nevertheless. I think there is more cohesion with this as opposed to whatever the heck was going on with DC over the past decade. I'm giving James Gunn the benefit of the doubt with this, because if there was anybody else more qualified, I don't know who they are. I really don't. Like, we can name names of people, but do they have the experience of not only working on these comic book movies, but also being a fan of these movies and knowing how to work within the studio structure? Like, there's really not a lot of people out there who are like that. So, yeah, we'll see. If there is one thing that I am kind of not okay with, I don't like how he is being sort of selective with bringing certain aspects of the old universe over into this new one. Listen, I get you had a really good time working with the Peacemaker cast and, all this other stuff, but why do we get to pick and choose aspects that can come in and then other stuff gets a full-on reboot? I'm sorry, it's going to be so weird if, like, you reboot this and then you still bring over certain characters, and we're just supposed to assume that, okay, these are just these characters. They might be different versions of them, but these are just these characters. It's like, it's weird. Like, we sacrificed Henry Cavill because we can't have Henry Cavill because it's too attached to that universe, but we're going to bring in some of the smaller secondary characters who still refer to the characters in that universe, but now we're going to have different versions of the other. It's so strange, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, you guys, wow, that took us exactly to 8:30 p.m. It's about time we wrap up Ask Neo for the night, you guys, because your boy is starving and your boy has got to get some gaming in. Hopefully I finish up the rest of Act 1 on Cyberpunk tonight. But I want to thank you guys so much for showing up to the stream. The comeback of Ask Neo, as always, it is great. I'm going to try my best to do some type of a stream next week, but the way it's looking, very busy between work and then birthdays and then Valentine's days and then all that stuff. But I'm going to try my best, you guys. I'm like, fingers crossed we're going to do something. But other than that, the following week, we are back at it like a crack addict, resuming our regularly scheduled programming for real this time. But before we go, we have to do something that we have not done all year. We got to have ourselves a hydration check, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what is a hydration check, you might ask? This is your first time coming to the stream. A hydration check is my way of keeping y'all accountable, making sure y'all are getting your water in, making sure that you're staying hydrated, because if you drink a lot of water, you feel better. You look better. Hair, skin, nails, all that good stuff. So, on the count of 3, grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice. I know y'all got alcoholics in the chat. Some of y'all think clear beverage, that means it's water. But no, I know y'all vodka drinkers and how they be. But on the count of 3, see, look, like I said, David Big Lie, he's already in the chat saying that. Alrighty. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, hydration. All right. So, as always, you guys, thank you so much for rocking with me. I'm rocking with y'all till the very end of the line. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Thank you guys so much for the memberships. If you enjoyed this stream, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. And if you haven't already, give your boy a follow on Twitter, twitter.com/NeoGameSpark. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow evening, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go live for our little pre-show for the Nintendo Direct. We're going to get some predictions off. And yeah, we're going to watch the stream, do a little post-show analyses, and all that stuff. And for me to you for now, my name is NGS signing out. Like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.